Want to welcome back to the show Liz Pearson, who was here. You've been here a couple of times before, right?
I have been here before.
Yeah.
It's not my first time.
No, it's not your first rodeo.
No, it's not my first rodeo.
No, ever been to Stampede?
I haven't, but
my
I'm
God.
going to Calgary.
Are you?
Yes, I'm going. I'm leaving tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your next stop?
That's my next stop.
You are a registered dietitian. We're talking about carbs today.
Yeah,
Matter
we
of fact,
are.
we're going to make a dish later on.
We are.
But first of all, let's have a little discussion about carbs.
Let's do that.
Because there was a time, certainly in my life and probably a lot of other people out there, when carbs were like a dirty old word.
Oh, and it still is for a lot of people.
Is that right?
Oh my gosh, they've got this carb phobia. They don't think they can, stay away from carbs. Carbs are going to make them fat. And you know what? If you look at the research, I'm a research girl, you know?
Yeah.
You got to look at the research. It's all about
What carbs?
What carbs? And it's
carbs,
just
right?
like in the 90s, we went crazy low fat, and then we learned, guess what? Some fats are good for you, some fats are not good for you. You know?
Why don't we figure these things out ahead of time?
I know, us dietitians drive people crazy, We do our best, but it gets very confusing.
Okay. Give me some good carbs.
Okay, so obviously, we know 100% whole grains, right? So that means when you look at the package, you see that little 100% sign?
I see it.
Okay, you got to look for that because there's a lot of what we call wannabe whole grains. They say made with whole grains or contain whole wheat.
That's baloney.
It is baloney. Sometimes there could even be baloney. Who knows? We want 100% whole grain. So Catelli 100% whole grain pasta would be an example.
Right.
You want 100% whole grain. Whole grain pasta, whole grain cereal.
What about the oats
bread.
you have there? Because I love the oats.
Oats are a whole grain cereal. And when we go with a large flake
oats, yes.
It gets digested slower than an instant oatmeal.
Is that good?
That's a good thing because one of the things about bad carbs, which we should talk about what a bad carb is versus a good carb, is the bad carbs, it's the sugars get released so quickly into the bloodstream, that's not when it's good.
What's a bad carb?
A bad carb would be soft drinks, sugar you add to things.
Sugar itself?
Candy, yeah.
Yeah.
Candy. And refined grains, so white bread, white rice. You want to stick with the 100% whole grains.
Okay.
Okay.
Less processed food.
Less processed food. What was really interesting, the Canadian Community Health Survey, they looked at 4,500 free living Canadians, just your everyday Canadian out there.
Free living ones.
Free living ones. They were free and
As opposed to the imprisoned ones.
Exactly.
Right.
And what they wanted to see, what percentage of their diet came from fat, carbs, protein, and did they have a healthy body weight? And that survey found those Canadians that had the healthiest body weights had the highest carb intake. So it's not that you can't eat carbs, it's about good carbs and quantities. So
carbs are for energy.
Carbs are also a big thing
and
for
pre-workout.
Yes, we can talk about that. But other good carbs would be beans. Beans are a great source of carbs. So black beans,
Why
hummus.
do you have the Triscuits there?
Because that's see the little sign here? 100% whole grain. We want 100%.
Triscuit is good.
Triscuit is
not 4,000 Triscuits.
Not 4,000, not even 4,002, probably 3,000 is not good.
How about 9 Triscuits?
9 Triscuits would be a good thing. Now, they still contain sodium, but you're going to moderate your sodium intake overall.
Right.
Beans are an incredible food. They're a superfood. Your body says thank you every time you eat them. Dairy products are another source of carbohydrates, whether it's in yogurt or whether you get it in milk as well. And then, of course, fruits and vegetables. But again, ideally as much as you can whole fruits and vegetables as opposed to a lot of juice.
How do I know? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just regular fruits and vegetables whole.
Yeah.
Is what you mean.
One of the things I just recently did, you'll be so excited to know this, is I recently created a whole bunch of what I call great recipes made with good carbs.
This is me. I'm excited.
This is so exciting.
What are we going to do later?
And we're going to do it. Well, first of all, those recipes are at www.wholegrainpasta.ca. That's the place to get them.
Wholegrainpasta.ca.
We're going to do one of those pasta recipes.
Are we?
Yeah. Now, another thing for carbs. Muscles.
Be quick.
Do you have muscles? Yeah.
I've got a couple.
Important for fueling our muscles. We can talk about that later too.
Okay, let's talk about that
All
when
right.
we make whole grain pasta.
Yeah, let's do that.